Hey, what's going on, guys? The HORRORman back on Hammer Horror Month, or September, with my review of Wakewood.
Stop! Hammer time!
Wakewood is a 2009 Hammer production, and it was the first Hammer production in 30 years. This movie was literally the revival of Hammer. Wakewood is a film that more people should know about, and more people should be talking about. Unfortunately, that's not the case. This is essentially Hammer's take on Pet Sematary. Don't get me wrong, Wakewood is an original idea, but it does have some striking similarities to the Stephen King novel and the subsequent film adaptations. There are just certain things that happen in it that make you think, yeah, Pet Sematary. Wakewood stars Aidan Gillen, who most people will probably recognize as Lord Peter Baelish, or Littlefinger, from Game of Thrones. He plays a man named Patrick, and he and his wife Louise have a young daughter named Alice. After the unexpected and brutal death of young Alice, the couple is stricken with grief. For a change of scenery, they move to a small town called Wakewood. It is there where they learn of a mysterious ritual, which will reunite them with Alice. There are stipulations, though. For one thing, she can only return for 3 days. This will give Patrick and Louise some extra time to spend with her before saying their goodbyes. Of course, there are other stipulations as well, and as you can imagine, things don't go as planned. I'll leave it at that to keep this review brief. I do think this is a movie you should seek out and see for yourself. I hadn't even known about it until Jason had mentioned it to me, I think late last year. The time goes by so fast now, it could have been earlier last year for all I know. I think I heard the title, Wakewood, but didn't know much about it, and definitely didn't know it was a Hammer production, and the first Hammer production in 30 years. Of course, Hammer has released other films since then, and we'll get to some of them throughout the month. But you could say Wakewood was the catalyst that brought Hammer back from the dead. Fitting, considering the synopsis, right? I love that despite being the first in 3 decades, Wakewood actually feels like a Hammer production. It just has that classic feel, and it's undeniable and unmistakable. I like the limited cast. It establishes that small town vibe. Although we do get to see other townspeople at various points in the movie, the story centers around a select few. Patrick, Louise, and resurrected Alice carry most of the film, along with the town leader, Arthur. He was played by Timothy Spall, who people will recognize as Wormtail from the Harry Potter films, among other things. One could argue that Wakewood essentially becomes a slasher at some point, and the kills are gruesome. For me personally, I'd say unexpectedly so. The movie has a great atmospheric setting. It was shot on location in Ireland. Wakewood offers some up-close, gratuitous nudity, which just might wake your wood. Oh, and another thing I love is the actual resurrection ritual. Let's just say it's gross. And a highlight for me is definitely the ending, which is somewhat foreshadowed earlier in the film. Wakewood is awesome, and chances are you haven't even seen it if you even know it exists. So I highly recommend it. Then again, you never know. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of Wakewood? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. Which Hammer horror production will we review next? Check back tomorrow to find out. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.